second technical session on food safety PMFME guidelines, FSSAI packaging and DPR outlook. So for this session on FSSAI licensing and registration for Moringa processing unit, I would like to invite Dr. R. Vidyalakshmi, Professor and Head, Department of Food Safety and Quality Testing, Nittam Thanjavur. Madam received her PG degree in agricultural microbiology from Tamil Nadu Agricultural University, Coimbatore, and PhD in biotechnology from Shastra University, Thanjavur. Madam is the quality manager of the food testing laboratory at Nittam Thanjavur, which is NABL accredited FSSAI referral laboratory and FSSAI national reference laboratory. Madam is an active researcher and expertise in food microbiology, food safety and quality testing. She is an active member of the Center of Excellence on Grain Sciences, contributing to grain research and its clarity analysis. Madam is a life member of Association of Microbiologists of India and Association of Food Scientists and Technologists India. She is an expert in microbial safety and quality testing of foods. Madam has published numerous research papers in peer-reviewed national and international journals. She is also a reviewer for reputed journals in food microbiology and food processing. We welcome you, ma'am, to this webinar.
So, welcome you all to the session on the food safety standards regulation and the guidelines for registering Moringa value-added products, especially your Moringa leaf powder, as the today's session commodities. So, why we should go for this food safety license or a registration? Because we need to build a confidence among the consumer, and everything needs to be verified for the quality and the safety standards as deemed to fit for consumption. Because food safety is very, very important, and as business people, as food business operators, it is very, very important that the food safety should be enhanced more in bringing out a product. So that may be with the different good manufacturing practices which are adopted in the management units, in the production or the processing centers, and maintaining hygienic premises, and also adopting a good food hygiene practices, which may include the personal hygiene of the manufacturers, of the workers employed in the processing line, safe handling of the food, appropriate segregation, storage of the raw materials and the finished goods, preventing cross-contamination, appropriate sanitation, disinfection processes which are adopted in the manufacturing industry. And all these put together is given under Schedule 4 of the Food Safety Standards Regulation. This is why GMP or HACCP should be advocated in a manufacturing site is to prevent the hazards. Hazards may be a condition, it may be certain elements which may likely enter the food and render the food unsafe or unfit for consumption. So these hazards are classified as physical, chemical, biological, and you can see like physical hazards can be visually seen. It may be some extraneous part, it may be like hair, or it may be some glass particles, some bowls, some nuts, which are physically, which can be viewed visibly and which can be separated through sieves or through magnetic separation or any other mechanical means. And chemical hazards are all your residues, like your pesticide residues, your antibiotic drug residues, toxins like your mycotoxins, and unpermitted food colors, unpermitted food additives which are used. So those additives which are used over and above the prescribed limits, which may be toxic upon consumption. So these all comes under chemical hazards. Biological hazards includes all your pests, your parasites, all the food pathogens, viral particles. So all this comes under biological hazards. So generally GMP and HACCP is being advocated, or it is being mandatory to implement the good manufacturing practices in the manufacturing industry by the regulation. And the license and the registration is given to industries who are adopting the GMP, because it is very much mandatory. That is why always our license or the registration is linked with the manufacturing addresses. So I'll just brief you on the licensing and the registration of food business. So you can see like I've listed a certain regulations here. So this list is quite exhaustive, and it can be, you can go through this entire regulations from the FSSAI website. So what we are going to see now is the licensing and the registration of food business. So under this, in Schedule 4, the general hygienic and the sanitary practices to be adopted by food business operator is specified. And this is a mandatory requirement for the FBO to obtain a license under FSSAI. So what this specifies is that the premises should be located in a sanitary place which is free from filthy surroundings. So the entire premises should be free from any environmental pollution, and a hygiene, clean environment should be maintained. Also, the adequate spacing for storage of the raw material, excuse me, for storage of the raw material, for segregation of finished goods is mandatory, and adequate lighting, adequate ventilation should be provided. 2 minutes, huh? Sorry for that. So to continue with, like the premises should be located under a hygienic condition, and it should be free from any pollutions. And if you see, like there should be adequate lighting, adequate ventilation, and sufficient space for segregation of the raw material, for segregation of the finished commodities. And the floors, the ceilings, and all should be in a very sound condition, which means there should not be any flaking or any plastering which is coming out from the walls, from the ceiling. So everything should be tightly sealed. And the floor should have effective drainage. So whenever you have cleaning in place of equipments, then there should be proper drainage for the cleaned water to be sent out. So appropriate pest management efforts should be made, and sanitization, disinfection should be carried out in a very periodic manner, and everything should be maintained through records for traceability and for complete documentation. And the water whichever is being used in processing or in the product making should be certified to be potable in nature. There should not be any contaminants occurring in the water, and the water should be segregated as that used for production and which is used for non-production purposes like washing and all. And the machineries and the equipments which is used in production should be completely made of food grade stainless steel, and there should not be any rusting from the equipments. So in case if there's rusting, then it will lead to contamination of the commodity which is being prepared. And adequate worker illness policies, hygiene practices to be advocated among the workers, and providing sufficient clothing like your aprons, like wearing a hairnet, mask, gloves. So wherever appropriate clothing should be also advocated in the production side. And periodic inspection to be maintained by the supervisory personnel, and documents appropriately to be maintained. So these are all some of the mandatory requirements to be adopted for advocating good manufacturing practices. Likewise, the vehicles, in case if we need to use some refree vehicles or transportation vehicles, so appropriately wherever in case of perishables specifically, but in this case it may not be applicable, but in case of perishables, so the temperature of the refree vehicle should also be periodically monitored, and it should be maintained. So the appropriate packaging condition, appropriate time temperature combinations to be adopted for the finished good. So everything should be met by the manufacturer under good manufacturing practices to obtain the license. In case if we are deficient in any of these GMPs, then your license or registration may not be granted. And this FSSAI is our regulatory body. It is the statutory body under Ministry of Health, which has enacted the Food Safety Standards Act, which has been framed under the Food Safety Standards Act. And thereon from 2011, we have several regulations which are being amended from time to time as per the needs of the country. And this body is the regulatory body for India, either for importing or for exporting of food commodities in India. So coming to the registration, there are two types actually. One we call it as the FSSAI registration. The other one we call it as the FSSAI license. So who should go for a registration? Who should go for a license? So petty food business operators. Who are petty food business operators means anybody who is having an annual turnover of less than 12 lakhs are stated to be as petty food business operators. And these petty food business operators can just apply for an FSSAI registration to do business in food. And this is purely based on the annual turnover. So whoever is having a business volume of more than 12 lakhs needs to apply for a FSSAI license. And this license is of two types. One is a state license and the central license. So state license is for people who have business volume of 12 lakhs to 20 crores, and central license is applicable for vendors who are having a business volume of more than 20 crores. So apart from this, FSSAI license is applicable for transporters, for importers of food, and if you see like for caterers who are involved in food business. And this is the procedure for obtaining the registration. So you can log into the FOSCOS website. This is a website of FSSAI. Specifically, this portal is for registration and licensing. So you can register with a valid email ID and a phone number. You can make a new registration, fill in the application for registration, and you can submit the application. The requirements for making this registration is a photo, a valid photo ID issued by government authority, and proof of address of the business activity. As I told you, your registration number or your license number is attached with the manufacturing address. Why manufacturing address means that it is mandatory to adopt the good manufacturing practices. So that is why proof of address of the business activity is very, very important. Once you register your application, you submit your application will be verified by a registering authority. And in case if the registering authority feels an inspection needs to be done on the premises, your premises will be inspected that whether all the GMP practices are in line and is being adopted by the vendor. And if the registering authority finds everything in place, then you will be granted a registration number. So in case if there are any shortfalls during the inspection, you will be given some time. Normally it is 30 days of time given for rectification, and re-inspection will be done. So this case is similar with license also, but under license you have to declare what kind of business you are. So KOB, kind of business, which means are you a manufacturer, or are you a distributor, are you a reseller, a repacker? So what is the kind of business you are into, or for which you are applying for the license? So that needs to be specified. You have to declare what kind of business you are into, and under that kind of business, what are all the commodities which are to be covered under this license need to be specified. So you can specify like Moringa leaf powder, or you can specify dehydrated vegetables. So a Moringa juice or seed oil. So whatever it is, so whatever the products, you have to list everything under the kind of business we are. Under the one license, you can apply for this. So Form B needs to be filled up for license, and Form A needs to be filled up for registration. So along with the mandatory documents which are specified for registration, some extra documents are needed for licensing. Like you have to give the list of equipments which you are employing in your processing line, who are all the business partners in the business, the entire layout of the processing plant, and analysis report, both chemical and bacteriological report, that stating the water is potable in nature, and your product that it is meeting the quality standards. So, and or proof of possession of the premises, and nomination of persons by the company, and all these things are mandatory to be uploaded during applying for license. And this is the cost for a registration or license. This differs from the business volume and the type of business which you are doing for obtaining this license. And your registration or license will be a 14-digit number. So it is a mandatory requirement that you have to print this license number along. It's an alphanumeric. You should specify whether it is FSSL in case of license or FSSR in case of registration. Along with the FSSAI logo, you have to print this 14-digit number in this format on the label of the pack. So it's a mandatory requirement. To have a deeper understanding on what this license number is, the nomenclature goes like this. So the first digit will specify whether it is a registration or a license. The following 2 digit will give the state code, and the following other 2 digit is the year of enrollment of your business, and the next 3 digit will denote the quantity of the enrolling master, whoever is giving this license or registration, and the last 6 digit will be the FBO's unique permit number. So but you have to print all these 14 digits together. And this is the website. So you can see here there are different tabs on the website. So if you want to apply for license, you can click on this tab. If you need to apply for registration, you can click on this red tab, and for either modification, for renewal. So everything you can make it now. Everything is made online. So normally the period of license is from 1 to 5 years. So more the number of years, more will be the application fees. And here you need to fill up your commodity comes under which category. So if you don't know like under which category it comes, you can just specify here, or you can just click on this to see all the enlisted products under FSSR, under the food safety standards regulation, and there it is coded by some numbers. So you can, I'm just giving those numbers in the forthcoming slides for your better understanding. But in case if you don't know, you can just go here and you can just if you click on this view all standardized products, so the entire list of products in FSSR is listed, where you can locate your product or a product similar to whatever you have made. And normally if there is any violation in whatever has been spelled out so far, so there will be a penalization and punishment. So what all will attract penalization or cancellation of your license is normally failure to comply with all the directions of the FSSAI. If you are pursuing a business without a license or a registration, in case if you are selling a substandard food or making a substandard food, in case you are misbranding, misleading the customer through your label, then it is called as misbranding. Unsafe food, which means your product doesn't fit into any of the quality and the safety norms specifically. So it is deemed to be as unsafe food, and the food will be recalled and destroyed immediately. And selling of food which is not of the intended nature, any unhygienic, unsanitary manufacturing processes, presence of extraneous matter, misleading advertisement, possession of adulterants, providing false information, all this will attract a penalty or imprisonment and punishment under the law. So coming to the product standard and food additive, so you can see as our topic for today is Moringa, and especially Moringa, you can have a lot of variants in the product. We can have, apart from a green leafy vegetable which is being sold, so we can make powder of tofu, we can make juice, we can make purees, sauces, seed oils, flowers, pods. So the entire Moringa is quite useful in a lot of the not only food and allied sectors, also it is being employed. So coming to our commodity of today, like it falls under the fruits and vegetable category, and I told you the number pertaining to FSSR. FSSR means the food safety standards regulation. So since it is coming under vegetables, so 2.3 comes under 2.3. Our Moringa powder comes under 2.3, which is fruits and vegetable products. So under 2.3, there's a lot of products which are listed. So for example, you can see 2.33 is thermally processed vegetables. So all vegetables which are processed by the application of heat, they may be canned, they may be bottled, they may be flexible packs. So whatever it is, it may be in a peeled condition, unpeeled condition. So whatever the condition may be, when a thermal treatment is imposed on the commodity, then you call it as a thermally processed vegetable. So likewise, you can see here there are two different packages also given, liquid packs and solid packs. You can see the quality standards given for that. So coming to our Moringa leaf powder. So this is a dehydrated vegetable. It comes under 2.3 to 2.3.36. The second commodity, which is our powder. Okay. So this powder should have a uniform color. It should be free from any discoloration, scorching, or any other enzymatic reaction. There should not be any peels, stalk, stem, or any other extraneous matter. and the powder should be very free flowing. It should not be into aggregates. So it should be free flowing. So this is the standard norms given. And if you see the contaminants, toxins norms, which means these are all the safety norms of the commodity. So here you can see the FSSR number for the Moringa leaf powder is 2336, a subcategory 2. And the corresponding food subcategory, when you go for application, it will ask for the FSSR number as well as for the FSC number. So the corresponding food subcategory number is 4222. So which is dehydrated vegetable. So if you see like arsenic, cadmium, copper, lead, mercury, and tin. So these are all contaminants, which means these are all some of the safety standards to be adopted. When tested, your product should be within the permissible limits specified here. And the moisture content should be less than 5%. And peroxidase, when tested for peroxidase, it should be negative because this indicates the keeping quality of your products. And this you can see, this is also sulfomethoxyperoxidase. This is a chemical actually, so this should be less than 0.5%. So this is the product quality and standard norms. Second, this powder can be employed as a soup powder. It can be one of the ingredient in soup powders. That depends on how much the ingredient of Moringa leaf powder is being constituted in the main ingredient. So if it is more than 5%, if the contribution of your Moringa ingredient is more than 5%, then it should be stated in the label, and you can call it as Moringa soup powder also. And in case if it is as a soup powder with other constituents, so the moisture content and the TSS should be adopted accordingly. It should not be less than 5%. And you can also make some sauces out of it or some puree or pulp. So coming to the other norms, like how much of food additives can be added into the commodity. So this is stated in Appendix A of the regulation. So here you can see dehydrated vegetables, some anti-caking agents is permitted for addition, and it is 2% of the maximum powders, which means you should not add over and above this limit. So likewise, certain preservatives, so 2000 ppm maximum. So this additive appendix A gives a list of additives, a guideline of what are all the additives which can be added into the different commodities. Likewise, Appendix B states on the microbiological requirements for food products. So you can say the total plate count should not be more than 40,000. So this 40,000 per gram is also due to the bad handling of the commodity, or which may come from the processing ambience. So this we call it as the process hygiene criteria. So when talking about the food safety criteria, all your food pathogens should be nil. So coming to yeast and mold, not more than 100 count per gram is permissible. In case if your counts exceed the permitted limits, then the commodity fails and becomes unsafe and unfit for consumption. Coming to the labeling requirements, so which is specified in the labeling regulation 2020, you have to these are certain mandatory requirements to be mentioned on the label. So first is the name of the food product, the list of ingredients, nutritional labeling, which means what is the protein content, what is the ash, what is the moisture. Likewise, if you have any health claim. So nowadays, Moringa is also stated under list of under the regulation of nutraceutical functional food also, where in case Moringa is considered, it is this Moringa is considered as one of the medicinal plant, and in case if you are giving it as a functional food, then the health claim should be spelled out clearly, and documents for the health claim and the nutritional claim should be recorded on file. And declaration regarding the food allergens, like in case if you had any added ingredients along with your main product, like if it is got gluten, it has got lactose, nuts, egg. So such kind of food allergens to be mentioned prominently on the label, and a symbol of vegetarian and non-vegetarian if at all. And in case if we are fortifying, adding extra minerals or any other vitamins to it to fortify the commodity, then you should call it as a fortified food with a F plus symbol, and stating that fortified Sampurna portion. And next we have organic food. Organic food, in case if we take the claim of organic food, then this is the symbol to be put on the label, and all the symbols to be placed on the front of pack label. So in case if we are adding any preservatives or additives, it should be mentioned on the label. Any warning declaration to be given in this is commodity specific, and the FSSAI license along with the logo of FSSAI with the manufacturing address, net quantity, batch number, date of manufacturing, expiry date or best before date, country of origin or country of make, and the directions for use. So all these are certain mandatory information to be provided on the label. You can just see that I've just given a model of the labeling requirements to be placed. And to have an intro of the food testing laboratory of NIFTM Tanjavur. So we are accredited by NABL for chemical, biological and mechanical testing of food commodities. So this is our testing brochure. So this is also available in the website of NIFTM Tanjavur. And we also provide training on the analysis, on setting up of quality control laboratory. So as FBOs, like you can get benefited out of our product testing and other services offered in our laboratory. So thank you so much for your kind attention, and the session is open for any discussions.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So we are moving on to the next technical talk, which is on packaging solutions for Moringa products. For this session, we have with us Dr. S. Anandakumar, Associate Professor and Head, Department of Food Packaging and System Development, NIFTM Tanjavur. Sir obtained his doctoral degree in Food and Agricultural Process Engineering from TNAU. Sir is a certified packaging engineer from IIP Chennai. Prior joining to NIFTM, Sir served as an assistant professor in the Department of Marine Biotechnology, College of Marine Science and Technology, State of Eritrea, Northeast Africa for 3 years. Sir has more than 15 years of experience in teaching and research, and also specialized in designing food processing equipment and development of sustainable food packaging materials. Sir has designed and developed many processing equipments like continuous type counter current format dryer, solar packed bed dryer, rotary washer, mobile processing unit, moringa leaf separator, biodegradable packaging materials from coconut wood, etc. We welcome you, sir, to this webinar.
Good afternoon, dear participants. In this session, you can see what are the latest packaging materials or machineries or technologies which is used in the packaging of Moringa-based products. For example, we can see all the parts of the Moringa tree, which is used for the consumption and other product developments also. When we say this product, for example, either it can be a fresh produce as it is, it can be packed, otherwise we are going for some processing method and the value added product can be packed. So whenever you do this packaging, mainly we will focus on particularly the shelf life of the product, and during the storage period, it has to maintain the nutrition value of the product and as well as the sensory quality of the product. In such a case, before going for this packaging, just I want to tell you the equipments which has been developed by our from Tanjavur campus. One is that Moringa leaf separator, because many processing industries are facing the problem when they want to sell the leaves, particularly in the market, always when they want to dry the leaves in the dryer. So mainly these stems will occupy larger volume than the leaves. So in such a case, we have developed this Moringa leaf separator, a small quantity that can separate up to 25 to 30 kg per hour, and also that cost of the machines around 45,000 rupees, and it is fully made by the stainless steel. Otherwise, it can be made by the MS, and only that material contact surfaces it can be made by stainless steel. And another one machines which we made, video is not coming. Another one which is made bigger capacity, it is 40 to 60 kg per hour. So in such a case, for example, either you are developing a moringa powder or dried moringa leaves, or you want to sell the moringa leaves fresh. So in such a case, this separator that will support you for increasing the capacity. Another thing, we have developed one dryer. It's solar hybrid dryer, normally you might be using different kinds of dryer for maintaining the color value, nutritional properties of the moringa. Either it can be moringa pods or moringa seed, or it can be moringa leaves. So main dryer you can see solar tunnel dryer, cabinet dryer, microwave dryer, freeze dryer, all these things are used currently. And this is the dryer which has been developed by our Vikram Tanjavur. It is a solar hybrid dryer. So the main advantage of this dryer, even in the night time after sunset also you can use this dryer for drying purpose. And this drying technology we have given to one company, in vitro take this Hyderabad company, and now this company they are promoting this technology throughout our country. So and similarly that Moringa leaf separator we have given to VD engineers Chennai, and this company they are popularizing this Moringa leaf separator throughout our country. So these two technologies is available. So anybody interested, you can contact us. We can give further information on it. And coming to that packaging, for example, any product or any industry, if you take the packaging will be the last unit operation in the value addition process. So when we see the consumer point of view, when they are entering the market, first they will see the packaging designs or how attractive in it, as well as what kind of methodology, processing method they are using it, that can be given in the labels and the nutritive profile, all these things. So nowadays that the people are very much conscious in the selecting of the food items. So in such a case, the packaging will attract the consumers, or that will even you can see the branding or whatever it can be. You want to make it out, so the packaging will be one of the key players in successful branding of your product. So there are different parameters are selected when we go for packaging. For example, you want to protect your food items from different environmental factors, so that packaging material should have a very good barrier properties, or that should have a very good physical strength, so that your product, internal product will be safe for longer period. And another thing, that the cost of the packaging material, economical, how it is feasible, always you can see how it is sustainable. So all these things it has to be considered when we go for selecting a particular packaging materials for your particular value-added products. In general, that packaging, for examples, that will have four functions. Mainly, you can see the protection, communication, containment, or easy to operation. All these things will be considered when we say the packaging. Once the product is coming out from the industry until it reaches the consumer table, it should be protect your food items from different physical or chemical or environmental factors. So that should be safe for consumptions, and as well as the product should be safe for consumption, and also that should maintain all nutritive and sensory properties. In such a case, the type of packaging we have is primary, secondary, and the transit packaging. So that primary packaging, whenever you go for selection of the primary packaging material, that should have a food grade certifications, that should not have any reactions with the food materials during the storage period, either that chemical modifications or chemical interaction should not be taking place. And second thing, say secondary packaging materials, so that can be used for handling and transportation purpose, counting purpose. The industrial they are using it. Either it can be a rigid containers, or it can be wooden cases, or it can be a plastic. Many packaging materials are used. And another thing, transit packaging materials, it is used in a bigger size and the larger transportations, country to country, state to state. So that time we can use this transit type of packaging. And this type of packaging material will have more strength and stability, and that should be retaining the stability even at different environmental conditions also. Coming to the packaging material, what we are using in the packaging industry for packaging of this value-added product, mainly that glass, plastics, metals, and the cartons we are using. Even if you see majority that plastics-based materials are highly used in the value-added product, because it's very cheap, very flexible, and we can make any design, different layers. We can make laminated pouches, for example. that polyester with the LDP, polyester with the metallized film, okay, BOPP with the LDP, like the different combination we can make. The main intention is to improve the barrier properties, because our valuable product, it can easily absorb that moisture from the environment, or else it can lose the moisture from the product to the environment. So that product should have, packaging material should have very good barrier properties. And another thing, when we want to stop that microbial contamination, or when we want to arrest that biochemical reaction, either it can be a peroxidation or oxidation, or any quality changes occur due to the oxygen, presence of oxygen. So in such a case, your packaging material should have very good oxygen barrier also. So in such a case, any combination of these polymer materials with the different layers, lamination technology, that can support you to improve the barrier properties of your material, that can support extension of the shelf life. In general, there are 7 plastics materials are used in the food packaging applications. The same thing, it can be used in the Moringa based products also. For example, your Moringa based product, it can be a juices, or it can be a pickle, or it can be a powdered form, or you can make some candies or chocolates, or you can export that freshly harvested Moringa leaves by putting into the thermocol boxes and keeping ice pads, that you can sell it. Like a thermal insulated box. These are all the things are coming. So in general, that polyethylene terephthalate, high density polyethylene, polyvinyl chloride, low density polyethylene, polypropylene, polystyrene, or that laminated pouches, 2-3 polymers are mixed together, either by single extrusion method or twin extrusion method. Otherwise, it can be a coating, or it can be a lamination, any technology that can be used for improving the properties of this packaging material. So in general, there are 7 packaging materials are used in the food applications, particularly these value-added products of Moringa, considering the plastic materials. So once we use this plastics material, we are throwing away, and this plastics material, it will be taken to the recycling plant. So before recycling plant, according to the numbers which has been segregated in the collection center, then the collected material will be sent to the recycling plant. Because individual plastics, for example, polyethylene terephthalate, high density polyethylene, PP or PV, whatever it may be. So each materials will have different kinds of the TG value, TM value, biodegradation value. Okay, so in such a case, these materials will be segregated according to the number, then it can be sent to the recycling plant. And there are different machineries used for packing this type of product. Either it can be a powder-based product. Mainly, if you see this Moringa, Moringa leaves powder, it can be sell it in the market as a powder form, or it can be converted into capsule form. So in such a case, there are different kinds of machineries also used for packing this type of product, because this type of product that will support you to increase the capacity of your plant per day production. You can increase it. At the same time, you can maintain the aseptic conditions. You can minimize that human intervention in the filling and receiving area, so that your product will be safely packed and it can be stay in the market for longer period. So these are all the machines which will be used for packing your powder-based product. For example, you can use that form filled filling machine, or other agitator filling machines. Otherwise, you can see that flow wrapper machines or tablet filler machines, that you can use it. Otherwise, you can see that pre-made pouch packing machines. So these pre-made pouch packing machines, for example, you may have some stand-up pouches, or you may have some LDP or PP based pouch material. In that you can fill the product and you can seal it. So that type of materials are available. So the pouch materials will be kept in a one rack, and the individual pouches will be taken by pneumatic system, and the pouch will be opened by flushing that inert gases, and then the powder will be filled, then sealing can be taking place. So like that, the continuous operation will be done for this type of machine. So this machine capacity also will be very, per minute 15 pouches can be packed, per minute 60 pouches or 50 pouches that can be packed. So the size and capacity will be vary according to your selection of the packaging machine. Then we have different kinds of sealing equipments also. For example, if you take that Moringa powder, You can get that powder in the market in the form of tablets. It can be made by pressing method. For example, different tablet making machines are available. There you can fix the values, either you want 500 milligram or 250 milligram. So that dye you can change it. That pressing method, the tablet pressing machines are available. So in such a case, there will be a feed offer there. The powder will be continuously flow into the dye. Then you have that capsule dye there, that known quantity will be filled, and giving a pressure, for example, 1 ton pressure or 2 ton pressure on that powder material. Then you can get the capsule form. Okay. Otherwise, we have that type of machines. It is available. For example, 1.5 lakhs, 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, different die. How many dies openings you have, accordingly the capacity will be increasing. The cost will be varying. Otherwise, you may have this type of manual operation. That capsule filling machines are there. You can get some gelatin-based capsule empty tubes. That you can fill it in the opener. Then you can have that powders, okay, according to the capacity, 500 milligrams or 250 milligrams, 1000 milligram capsules you can fill. And after filling into the capsules, either you can fill it in a plastic containers, either it can be a PET containers or PP containers. There you can fill it. Otherwise, you can go for blister packaging technology. Okay, so that individual blister pack, the strips which may have some 15 tablets or 20 tablets strips, that you can make it. So in such a case, this type of blister packaging technology or induction sealing technology that can be used for protect your materials for the longer period. Another thing, you have this form fill sealing machines. Okay, this form fill sealing machines, for example, you want to sell the dried moringa powder into the packet, like our masala powders, like 50 gram, 100 gram, 500 gram, or 1 kg, like that. If you want to sell it, then you can go for this vertical form fill sealing machines. So that will be used for packing this product. So the same machine will do 3 functions. One is forming the pouches, filling the product, and sealing can be done by using the heat sealers. And that also you can vary the capacity. As a single machine, you can vary the capacity 250 gram or 500 gram, like that, or else 10 gram, 15 gram, 20 gram. So the ranges you can fix it accordingly. You can buy the machines as per your ranges of the filling capacity. So that can be used. Even sometimes you want to fill this type of capsules in these pouches also, then you may have some vibratory filling machines are also available, or cup filling machines are available. So in such a case, this type of granular materials, it can be packed in this type of product. So in general, these vertical form fill sealing machines can be filling the product in vertical directions. So in such a case, you have 2 types of categories. One is auger filling method that can be used for powder based product. Otherwise, if it is a granular material or tablet material, then you can use it for that cup filling method, or vibratory filling method, or bucket conveying method, that can be used for this type of product. Even this form fill sealing machines, it has a multi-channel. For example, you can fill product into the pouches. Even sometimes you want to flush the nitrogen gas into the product, something you are making some valuable product, fried items, by using this type of moringa. For example, hot extruded moringa product, something you are making. Then if you want to fill with the nitrogen gas, then this multi-channel form fill sealing machines are used for this type of product. And these machines are available starting from 3.5 lakhs to up to 7 lakhs, 5 lakhs. It is available. Same thing, the capacity per minute. You can fill 25 to 30 pouches per minute. You can fill, or else you can fill up to 40 to 60 pouches. You can fill according to the size and capacity of the machine that you can use it. Another thing, we have this horizontal form fill sealing machines. For example, you are making some moringa energy bar you are making. Otherwise, you are making something like a extruded product or vermicelli product, and like a cake form you are making. So in such a case, instead of that form fill sealing operation taking place in a vertical direction, that operations will be taking place in a horizontal direction. So the product will move in horizontal conveyor. then the film will wrap the product in horizontal direction, then filling the product and sealing can be done. So that type of machines also available. So mainly if you want to make such chocolates or energy bar, then you can use this type of what we can say that horizontal pack machine. Otherwise, you can see that a stick pack machine. For example, that individual sticks like chocolates or individual bar, it can be placed in the particular channel. So there, that again, forming and filling, sealing can be done. So this type of stick packing machines also coming in the market for ready to eat product, you can make it out. And when we want to pack this type of product, so the packaging material should be a laminated pouches. For example, that metallized laminated pouches should be there, because this type of products it may have very high reactions with the environmental conditions, particularly with the moisture and the gases. So, and also the light. So in such a case, your material should have the barrier for moisture, gas, and the light, so that this type of product can extend the longer life. Otherwise, sometimes you are making some moringa based juice or moringa based pickles or moringa based pasty material. Okay, so such a cases you can use this type of vacuum filling machines, otherwise that continuous vacuum filling machines, spout packing machines, that you can use it. Otherwise, if it is a pasty material, a pedal operated or a hand operated, a piston filling method equipments are there. So these type of products also that can be used for filling a known quantity with more accuracy into the pouch material without intervention of the human being, and minimizing the cross contaminations in the processing line. So that is, these are all the machines also available for the packing. Then there are different kinds of sealing machines are available. Either it can be for a small scale entrepreneur or medium scale entrepreneurs. Okay, then according to the size and the purchase volume, so the capacity, there are different kinds of sealing machines are also available, which include the bottle corking machine, band sealer, or induction sealing machine, or impulse sealing machines. Even the box sealer, you can keep the fresh moringa leaves in the PP boxes or PVC boxes. Then you can seal it and sell it in the market, that fresh moringa leaves. And if you want to sell the moringa parts, that moringa vegetable in a bulk system, then you may have this corrugated boxes with ventilation provision. Otherwise, you may have that net bag systems. So sometimes these moringa leaves you can see in the market can be filled with the gunny bag or PPO bag, or this kind of packaging material that can be used for handling and transportation. And apart from that, there are other packaging technology which is used for minimally processed vegetables, particularly that cut moringa parts. Okay, when you want to pack the fresh moringa part in a sliced form or that edible form, you want to sell it ready to cook form. So then you can go for this type of vacuum packaging technology. So here you can use this lamp, for examples, this polyamide nylon based packaging material, or LDP or HDP based packaging material, polyethylene based packaging material. By keeping a product in the pouches and creating the vacuum inside the product, you can remove the air from the packet, then you can keep it in the refrigerated condition, and this will support you to extend the shelf life for 3 months, 3 weeks period, or 130 days. So that will support you. And the same machine, it can be used for different kind of vegetables, cut vegetable, dried vegetable, you can use it in the processing line. And another thing we have, that canned moringa parts, that is also coming in the market. So either you can use that tin containers or tin free steel containers, otherwise you can use that glass containers for packing this type of thermally processed food items. And when we say this thermally processed food items, it will not have any preservatives, chemical type of preservatives. Only by applying the heat content and selecting an appropriate packaging material, we can control that microbial growth or microbial spoilage in the product during the storage period. And another important thing, once it is thermally processed, it doesn't need any refrigerated condition. You can keep the product in the open atmosphere also. And this type of metal pouch containers, if you feel that metal containers are costlier, then you can go for this metal retard pouch material. Multi-layer materials along with aluminum foil will be there. polymer and aluminum foil layers will be there. So that will minimize the cost of the packaging material, and that is also very easy for handling. And apart from that, something you are making like a pasty material nowadays, that metal tubes are also coming in the market. So if you have any concentrated form of that Moringa based material that you want to pack it in a pouch form, so that is also available in a metal tubes also available. So here the thing is only you can control that pressure and the temperature by selecting a optimized condition for your product as per that volume of filling capacity or the volume of that containers. So there you can calculate the thermal destruction value or that product value, that C0 value. Those things you can optimize, and based on that you can come the market a very good product. And these are all, whenever you go for canning, these are all the other machineries you have to use it for that canning operation. That includes that can body reformer, can flanger, can simmer, exhauster, all these things. So in general, when you want to set up under this PMFME scheme for making such a thermally processed product, okay, that canned product. So in such a case, if you have some 15 to 25 lakhs, so you can set a very good thermal processing plant. So that can use for many vegetable product, many fruits, same setup only. By varying the pressure and temperature, the same systems you can use it for different kind of the fruits and vegetable products. And here we are focusing on Moringa based products. So you can pack this type of Moringa parts by using this thermally processing technology. And another thing, we have this valuable product, particularly for examples, that Moringa powder, it can be sold in the market. Otherwise, you can have this Moringa extruded product. Either it can be a cold extruded or hot extruded product. It can be available in the market. So this type of product, it can be packed in the flexible pouch material. Even this flexible pouch material, it is available in different shapes and sizes. And even you can see there are flexible materials, it is available in the market with the see-through window. Okay, so one side you can see the product, and another side it will be in a dark. Okay, that metallized film. So this type of product, it can support you to maintain the color value of your product. That will maintain the dryness. For example, even the previous lecture madam says the dried product of this Moringa powder less than 5%. So you have to maintain that moisture content during the storage period also. So in such a case, this type of laminated or metallized films can be used for packing this type of product. Then we have Moringa seed oil. That is also having very good market in the export value. So in such a case, this Moringa seed oil can be extracted from the seed by using this or pressing method or solvent extraction method, or you can see some what we can say the supercritical fluid extraction technology. All these things are used for extracting oil. So in all the cases, you can see that really the quality difference, and also you can see different phytochemicals or antioxidants value in all these things. You can see the differences also, the purity, everything it will be very. And similarly, when we want to pack this type of oil into the pouches or into the containers, so normally that oil, according to that FSSAI, so that oil can be packed in a PET bottle, or it can be packed in a HDP containers, or it can be packed in like a capsules. Okay, that gelatin based capsules, it can be packed for medicinal purpose value also. So these are the things will be available. Even sometimes that oil can be packed in a glass containers. It is also highly used, particularly for the Moringa based product, particularly when you go for pharmaceutical product by using the Moringa. So this glass bottle, particularly that amber glass, colored brown colored bottles are highly used. This UV protective material, and also that will maintain the barrier properties of the product. And another thing, whenever we want to sell this product into the market, so we have to follow the FSSAI guidelines. Even the previous lecture, she was saying what are all the things to be followed. So same thing, these 13 parameters. Either it can be a valuable product or it can be a Moringa powder. Anything that can be used for human consumption, then you have to satisfy this FSSAI regulations. So these 13 parameters it has to be printed, and there are the dimensions or the size or shape, everything it has been given. For example, what will be the shape of that vegetarian or non-vegetarian symbol? Okay, what will be the size of your company name? Okay, what will be the coverage area of your company name or logo in the projected area? Everything it has been given in the labeling section separately. So that you have to follow, and that should not be anything missed out. Okay, so misguide the consumer. That is very, very important. So you can refer these things. Even there are PDF document available in our FSSAI website. You can download, and according to your product. For example, here this will comes under the fruits and vegetable category. Or else you are making any other product, for example, beverages by using Moringa juice, you can follow this regulation 2.10. Or any other extruder product or other product you are making, so then you can follow this 2.11. So there you can take out the norms, what it has been mentioned in the FSSAI, that you have to follow in the processing line until it reaches the consumer, that supply chain. So that you have to maintain that quality properties by selecting the appropriate packaging materials in processing technology that can support you to sustain your company in the local market and the international market. So with this, I conclude the packaging materials, particularly that will provide the protection against all these environmental factors, particularly moisture, gases, and the microorganisms. So your packaging material should have very good barrier, and it should be cost feasibility, economically viable, and also that should not create any environmental issues, and it should be supporting the recycling, reusable of that packaging material. So all these things you have to consider when you go for this selecting a packaging material for this Moringa based value added product. So with this, I thank the organizer and our director for giving this opportunity to share some of the highlights on packaging technology in the Moringa based product. Even our department is conducting different training, particularly for packaging solutions for different kinds of food materials. Even next month, June, we have this packaging solutions for ready to eat or ready to cook product, June 7. So anybody interested, you can join. And even if you have any consultancy support or any solutions for this packaging, we are ready to support you. Even you can send any mail request to our director at the rate of iappt.edu.in. We can guide you. So thank you very much once again, PMFME team. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for such an informative session.
Now we are moving towards the next technical talk, which is on banking and financial assistant (DPR), detailed project report preparation to the micro enterprises. Now for this session, we have with us Mr. Amol Chidwakar, State Lead PMFME, Government of Maharashtra. I would quickly introduce sir to you. He holds an MBA degree with specialization in operation management and supervision. He has around 18 years of experience in food processing sector. He is actively engaged in projects such as cold chain infrastructure, warehouses, and mega food parks. So he has an expertise in designing of micro to mega food processing projects along with cold storage, pack houses, and onion storage infrastructure projects. Now he is currently serving as a state lead manager for PMFME Maharashtra. I welcome you, sir, and thank you for accepting our invitation. The session is over, you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Amol Chidrawar. Ma'am has already introduced me. Again, I'm a part of PMFME. So now the task given for me is preparation of DPR for the PMFME application. So I would be giving you the demonstration, live demonstration, so that the participant can directly access the portal and they can fill the application as per the requirement of the PMFME. So just a moment, I'm sharing my screen. So this is the first page of PMFME where you have to log in. Again, once you have logged in, first thing is that applicant registration. I will be telling you right from the applicant registration. So this is what the first step of applicant registration. So this is very general information you have to fill while making the registration. Just what kind of beneficiary you are, like either you are individual, group, or common infrastructure. Secondly, then your name, your email ID. Make sure that your email ID is properly entered, because many communication after registration will be coming on that email ID. Again, the mobile number, that mobile number should be one time, one person can be used for one ID only. So be careful while entering the mobile number. Location of your project, either it is the rural or urban. Again, most important thing is that address. Probably address should be like that. It should be written on some official paper or Aadhaar card or electricity bill or telephone bill, so that there will not be any problem while accessing or reaching to your place. Then your state, district, your block, your village name. Village name can be entered manually, whereas the district, state, and block will be a drop down. Enter a pin code properly. Then, last one more important thing is that either you are a part or associated with any conversion partner of MOPP, like NRLM is there, NULM is there, SFSE, NCDC, PMKY, PMMSY is there. Different schemes are there where you can, or beneficiary can take the benefit of that scheme as well as this scheme as per the guidelines laid down by the ministry. Once these things are filled properly, see once again everything data is mentioned is correct and not wrong, and upon that you register yourself. So this is your registration tab. Once it is registered, you will get the link on your email. Verify that link and come down to this page. This is your login page. I'm referring my dummy email, dummy login ID for your this demonstration purpose. So once you have entered your login ID, you will be getting the landing into the page where the online information is to be filled. So this is, you are landed in the first page. This page is introduced everything stepwise. Introduction is given in Hindi as well as the English language. Whereas if you have got any problem during the application filling, so you can contact on this customer care number and you will get the solution immediately. Again, if you need any additional information, then you will get the formulas. So while there are 4-5 tabs here, so one is apply online, guidelines and instructions are also given, application details. This window or this tab will open once your application is started to fill. Then notification means all the communication have done with you regarding this application will be displayed in this notification. So let's start with applying online. So this is the first step. There are nearly 7 tabs are there. One is applicant detail, second is proposed business detail, third is proposed financial details, lending bank, upload documents and declaration. So while filling this application, if you want to conclude this application in one go, you have to keep the documents ready like Aadhaar card, then your quotation, estimates and address proof. This document should be handy so that the same information can be entered while making the application or filling the application. So you might be worried that this session is for the preparation of DPR and I am telling about you how to fill the application. Here in PMFME, the application filling itself create a automated DPR at the end. So that DPR can be downloaded from this application details. So let's start filling the application. There are some windows in applicant details that cannot be filled manually, as this information is carried from your registration page. This information is fetched from your registration details. So now you can add your father's detail, mother's detail. All the red star mark details are mandatory. So unless you feel that application enter detail in red star marked tab, so you cannot move further. So you will get the message that fill the complete information. So I'm filling that application as per my details available with me. I'm adding the details. This first page is very informative, and you have to be very careful while making these changes. Residential address, you can add whatever you have in your some of the official document which you carry or at the time of filling. So again, I'm filling the further application. Please make sure that every information is field is correct and has miss there is no correction required. PAN card number is not mandatory, but it is better always to fill the PAN card number for the purpose of bank. Otherwise, again, bank will ask the bank details. See here, you can see the successful application details saved, applicant details saved. So when you have the correct entered the correct information, the you will get the green pop-up. If you have a partial information field, then you will get the red pop-up window. So as we have received the green pop-up window, it indicates that our application is filled properly. Now coming to the proposed business plan or proposed business detail. Here they have mentioned name of the proposed unit. So you can write whatever you have mentioned, means you have decided. So it can be a different from your name, or it can be a same, whatever you want to keep. If suppose you want to keep your name as your project name, it can be kept as it is, or you can suggest the name whatever you have decided. So here again, if there may be a chance that whatever the address you have provided, that address is similar to the project location, or if it is different, you can mention the different address. So again, you will get again this address detail, your uh, district, your state, your block, your city. Again, you have entered this information earlier as well, but since I have mentioned that this address is different than what address I have given to you in the registration, if the address of the project and address given is same, then you can enter directly, click here, automatic information will be captured. So this is what happens. Now the most important task is latitude and the longitude of the project you have to provide. So this information you can get from your GPS, or at the time of filling you can add it. Then legal status. Here in PMFME, four types of legal entities can be applied. One is sole proprietorship. Here means one person company, where there is only one person is involved in the business. Second is partnership. The name itself indicates that what kind of business would be that. So that is partnership. NGOs are allowed, and private limited company. This whatever the Companies Act, if for your company falls, you mention it as per the requirement. So again, types of property. So your property is leased property or rented property or parental property or whatever it may be. If it is leased, you have to provide the lease agreement or something related to that document. If it is owned, you have to produce your ownership of that documents. Then rental or parental means if it is from your parent, they are allowing you to establish unit on their place. So just you need the consent paper from your parent that they don't have any problem. Rental, again, rental is short term, lease is long term. So whatever the rental document is there, you can submit the whatever the document is there. So since our units falls under the micro enterprises, so micro enterprises, they in definition of micro enterprises, there are the manpower required for your project is less than 10. So your unit again, so nature of operations, so it is automatic, manual or semi-automatic. most of the project falls under the 30 lakh rupees will be semi-automatic. So in as per the definition of in PMFME, the project cost for getting the subsidy sealed project cost is sealed at 30 lakh rupees or 35%, whatever is there. Then semi-automatic is unit there. Then total available land. You can mention the total available land as per the requirement. I am proposing 4,000 square meter land is there, and land value, you can take this land value for from your land record department or whatever the department you have in your state. I am proposing 5,000 rupees per square feet, 500 rupees per square feet for my land. So again, now coming to the personal contribution toward the capital expenditure. So capital expenditure is expenditure for that means your investment in plant and machinery or some part of construction, and then working capital means the capital required for your day in day out activities, raw material, power packing material. So that is working capital. So in case of contribution towards the capital expenditure, maximum permitted limit is 40%. And if you want the working capital, you have to mention yes or no. If you are saying yes, then minimum 20% contribution has to be paid from your pocket or whatever more than that. So only make sure that you are entering the data correct in working capital. So otherwise bank will not entertain to you. So now coming to the proposed product to be manufactured, either it is agriculture produce, food product manufacturing or MFP. MFP is minor forest produce, food product manufacturing is or regular food processing. Agriculture produce is kind of cattle feed or something you can consider in the agriculture. I'm considering this food product manufacturing. So type of activities involved. So all the food products manufacturers involve the sorting. First is receiving, sorting, cleaning, grading, processing, and packing. So these are the minimum things involved in the manufacturing industry of food. So again, these food products manufactured under ODOP or non-ODOP, your district office or district SNA can tell you what is the product or ODOP of your product. So I am considering non-ODOP. So here if it is non-ODOP, the again list of products are given. I am mentioning oilseed based products. So IFSC code, you have to keep handy this IFSC code for getting these details. So this is what if you enter the IFSC code of your banking relations, means where there right now you have your bank good relations. So you can enter this IFSC code, then automatically it will fetch the data. I'm entering the random numbers here as a bank account number. Then again, I am saving here. So now this is saying that you complete this error. So I told you in last page that if there is error, then you will get the red pop-up, and if it is proper, then you will get is in green pop-up. I'll try this random something. So you have to take this lat long properly. So you take your proper lat long. So once information is filled, then you will come to proposed financial details. Then here first thing will come is that what is your building. So building here, one thing you note that only temporary structure is allowed and permanent structure is not allowed. I am mentioning just tin shed here, and you write your area. I was taken a total land 4,000, out of which 2,000 is my build up area. So my shed is of 2,000 square feet, and I am writing 1,000 as my construction cost. So this is my construction cost. This is tin shed cost is around 20 lakh rupees. So 20 lakh rupees will be very high. So I'll again correct it. It should be 30% of your total project cost, less than 30% or equal to 30%. The type of machinery, your DRP will be telling you type of machinery. I'm writing just simply machine. You have to add all the machine numbers and then again cost of machine. I'm putting a random cost just simply for your reference. So you can add the installation cost as well. Then GST on above. I'm putting random. You can add whatever it may be, your actual. So this has become my project cost. Now the 7 lakh rupees is the for plant and machinery and 5 lakh rupees is for the or machinery. So pre-operative expenses. Now there are some charges that are being paid at the time of establishment of your project. So that project means like some consultancy fees is there, some legal documents are there. So that comes under the preliminary pre-operative expenses and cost. So again, the interest during construction also can be considered here. So I'm putting just 25,000 rupees as a preliminary pre-operative expenses. Furniture and fixture. For furniture in PMFME, there is no subsidy, but fixture is kind of structure that is partition, shade cover is there. Some important things, important structure fixture is there that is meant for the purpose of the production. You can add that cost as well. And contingency, you can consider up to 3% of the total project cost or something like a lump sum cost. I'm putting 10,000 as a contingency. Then sales detail, then Moringa powder I am making. So I am selling this Moringa powder at 150 rupees and I will be making around 20,000 units of this 150 rupees in a year. So again, I am making Moringa oil. So the cost is 7,750 rupees per liter. I will be making 2,500 liter again here. So then I'm coming now. This is my finished product. Now I am asking for raw material. Moringa leaves are required. 10 rupees per kg. I'm expecting. I am asking lump sum 20,000 kgs are required. I'm asking again Moringa seed or oil seed, oil making, 100 rupees kg. I will be requiring 1250. Packing material is also required. 10 rupees, 5,000 packing material is required. So this is what my cost is coming for. I am investing 8 lakh rupees for the sale of 48 lakh rupees, 75,000 rupees. So type of worker, skilled worker and unskilled worker, the definition is purely given here. So you can follow how much of unskilled workers are there or skilled workers are there. And it should not be more than 10. I took 3 workers. Stock in process. This stock in process is nothing but the calculation of working capital. You can ask 7 day stock for raw material, then stock in process raw material, then 7 day for finished product, and receivable. You can give the credit of 7 days to the your vendor. So you can ask 1% repair and maintenance cost, nearly 2.5% power and fuel of total sale, and then other overhead 1% you can add. Telephone nowadays are nowhere, so you can add 0.5%. Stationery is also negligible now. You can consider 1%. Advertising you can consider 5% of your total sale. So other something like that 1% you can consider. If it is rented building, since I had considered renting building, I am putting my rent as a 15,000 rupees. And this is loan repayment time. So loan repayment time is there. You can make maximum 7 year, minimum 3 year. So I'm putting 7 year my repayment time and project implementation time. It is the time between you get the receive the loan and you start the project. So generally it should be 3 to 6 months. So I'm saving this. It is successfully saved. I got the green pop-up, means there is no color error. Now lending bank. You have to provide two lending banks. So one is already provided and another you can add the IFSC code of that particular bank. So though no matter there is your account or not, you can give the second additional optional bank from as a part of this application. So if the first bank rejects your proposal, that say your application directly move to the second bank. So here add the second bank as well. So I am adding this already. This is second bank added. Now I am saving and proceeding. So minimum two banks are required. One is already given. So again, I have successfully received the green pop-up. So that means the application is okay. So now it is important page for uploading the documents. So there are optional and non-mandatory documents. I suggest everyone to submit all the possible documents to make your project strong. The bank will not get any chance to reject your proposal. So better you provide all the possible documents, mandatory and non-mandatory. In case of the Aadhaar card is required, address proof is required, PAN card is required, photocopy of your last 6 month bank statement. So this should be a very recent one. It is not like that anytime you have taken this statement for last 6 months, you cannot submit that. It should be a recent one. PAN card, you add it properly. Then again, any other document you wanted to submit or submit to the bank, you can add it. Then if you have any loan statement, you activate active loan. Then machinery quotation mandatorily you submit it, otherwise bank will not understand how you have arrived to the project cost. Then photocopy of your qualification, though this is a not mandatory component, mandatory document, but you submit it because this will ensure bank that the promoter is qualified and he can do the business. So this is what you have to do it. Then again, once uploaded, you will get the window here for the submit purpose. Once uploaded, you make sure that every information is correct. You mark it, I hereby declare that, and the place of location, and final submit it. Now you can stop application at any point of time, but you will get that application saved as it is, but you have to make sure that you have saved that data. So now to verify that, before submission, final submission, you make sure that you verify your application, either it is properly filled or not. You go to application detail, you download, view it, your application, or you can get this application through a report. So now this report is being downloaded. So these notifications are there. Due to some reason, I am not able to download this report. So, but you can view this report. So this is post submission. Your lending bank details are there. Your loan status is there. Disbursement details are also provided to you, and subsidy status is also can be seen from your window, your login. Document we have not yet submitted, so that's what not able to see that. So I'm not able to see right this moment, but you will get this application details here only. You can download your report and you can see what you have trying to submit, and if it is not correct, you go to that particular section and edit it. So once things are done, you submit it from your apply online. declaration and submit, and your work is done. Once this application is submitted, this application will be sent to district resource person. District resource person will verify this technicalities of your proposal and will visit your site of the project. He will see all the your address is correct, what you have mentioned in the application, and he will take the photograph of your project along with you, and he will note down the lat long of your location, and he will submit saying that this proposal is sound for submission to the bank. Once that DRP submit your project report to the district level committee is chaired by the honorable collector of that district, and once this is approved, then your application will send to the bank. Now there are two things. One, you can visit to your bank after submission of application, or you can visit your bank before submission of application with your DPR and document, so that bank will see either documents are correct or not. If they want to make any changes before submission, they will suggest you changes, and once you make the changes, you submit it to DRP will submit to DLC, and DLC will submit to bank. So there will not be any chances of rejection if you go through this process. Again, district resource person, you do not have to pay anything to anybody. This is such a wonderful scheme that there is no need to pay anything for preparation of DPR. Everything will be taken care by the government. So district resource person will get some lump sum amount of 20,000 rupees. Once he sanctioned your project, he will get 10,000 rupees. Once your project is established and operational, he will get again 10,000 rupees. So you do not have to pay anything to district resource person, anything to any stakeholder of the scheme for making this application. Everything is online, paperless, and transparent. You can see what is happening with your application any point of time here in application details. So you do not have to call to anybody even. So you see report here in notification, you will find all the things up to date in portal. So this is what our PMFME scheme is there, and you will get the report downloaded once the things are properly submitted. Now the session is over from my side. If you have any question, please let me know.
Thank you so much, sir, for such a detailed explanation. I think no questions from the participants, sir. Thank you
very
for
much.
joining, sir. Thank you. Now we are moving on to the next technical talk, which is on PMFME scheme guidelines and features. For this session, I would like to invite Dr. V.R. Sineja, Professor and Head, Food Processing Business Incubation Center, Niftam, Thanjavur, and PMFME Coordinator. Ma'am did PhD and MTech post-harvest engineering degrees in agricultural and food engineering from the prestigious Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur. She was awarded with National Doctoral Fellowship by AICTE New Delhi for carrying out her research work. She has 18 years of teaching and research experience in the field of food processing. Her research works have been published as papers in more than 84 peer-reviewed journals, 23 popular articles, 11 book chapters, 1 edited book, and more than 90 international and national conference proceedings and 2 patents. As the head of the Food Processing Business Incubation Center, she has coordinated about 1,500 skill development training programs on a daily basis. 142 budding entrepreneurs have successfully set up their food processing businesses through the skill development program and consultancy services of Food Processing Business Incubation Center, Niftam, Thanjavur. Ma'am is also the coordinator of Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana and the Pradhan Mantri Formalization of Micro Food Processing Enterprises Scheme of Niftam, Thanjavur. We welcome you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, Nandini. Yeah, actually, the previous speaker has already covered all the PMFME guidelines, so I'm not going to repeat it the same thing again. I just wanted to tell you one thing alone regarding that PMFME portal, where we have developed a lot of materials for the benefit of all the stakeholders who are already into food processing business or who would like to start the business in the food processing sector. So as the previous speaker rightly mentioned, the PMFME scheme is a very good scheme for promoting the startups in food processing sector. Like sir mentioned, like individuals can get the credit linked subsidy 35% for starting a new business or upgrading their existing business. Apart from that, the groups can also avail the same benefit for setting up any unit or any common facility or any testing facility. There also they will get a 50%, sorry, 35% credit linked subsidy. Then another feature is that this scheme is providing the opportunity for branding and marketing of your product, which most of the schemes are not promoting. So 50% grant will be given for branding and marketing of your product. This can be availed through your state nodal agency, and every state there will be a state nodal agency, so you can submit the application to your state nodal agency, or the entire state can have some particular brand for a particular product, anything, but it should be routed through your state nodal agency. Okay, so all these applications also, like our previous speaker is from PMFME only scheme only, state nodal agency only. So he mentioned your applications, it will be, if the project cost is below 10 lakhs means it will be processed at the district administration level, where the collector will be chairing that committee, approval committee. And if it is more than 10 lakhs means it will be forwarded to the state nodal agency, or state level approval committee is there. Then for common facilities and other things where or marketing, branding, all these things, after approving through your state nodal agency, it will go to the central scale, like their interministerial committee will be there for approving the same. And so it's a very good scheme for upgradation of the micro food processing enterprises in our country. As I mentioned earlier, actually more than 25 lakh micro food processing enterprises are there in our country, and the aim of this scheme is that out of that, at least 2 lakh micro enterprises should be brought to the front line or to the formalized sector, so that our food processing business can go to the next levels. Okay, then I'll show you the website. Actually, you can go to, let me just share my screen. Okay, in Google, you can put Niftam Tanjavur, then our website you can open. Okay, this is our website, Niftam Tanjavur website. Here you can see on the right hand corner, PMFME, one tab is there. Just click on that tab. So this is the PMFME portal. So here on the top, you will get all the information related to this PMFME scheme in this portal. You can see here how many number of master trainers are there. If you want to see the details, you can click here. In each state, how many master trainers are there in each discipline, then how many district level trainers, their details, your DRP details in each state, who all are the qualified DRPs, their contact numbers, their email IDs. This will be more useful for you. In your respective state and district, you can find to whom you can call for getting the help. I'll just show here. See, if you take any state, maybe Kerala, you take any district like Ernakulam. So you can see here 4 qualified DRPs are there, and their contact numbers as well as emails are there. So they are the hand-holding support people, or they are the right persons to whom you can approach for getting your application processed. Okay. Again, we will go back to the home, and then here you can see on the top training material ODOP. So if you click here, you can see under various food processing domains, starting from fruits and vegetable processing, dairy, grain, fish, fat and oil seeds, minor forest produce. so many products are uploaded here. So I clicked on the fruits and vegetable. You can see here a lot of products under fruits and vegetable category is uploaded in this website. So if you click on any particular, suppose today is our Moringa, so Moringa leaf powder. If I am clicking, you can see here PowerPoint presentations on Moringa leaf powder process technology in English and Tamil, demonstration video in so many regional languages also. Similarly, packaging technology, food safety and FSSAI guidelines also PowerPoint presentations. And there is a model DPR is also available here apart from the reading material. So if you click on this model DPR, you can just give a name and then an email ID. Then you can freely download that DPR and you can customize this DPR later on. Previously, sir was explaining about how to prepare this DPR and all. So you can see here, this is a detailed project report prepared for this Moringa leaf powder. In this, what are the various components included, including all the details of your machinery, the cost calculations, details of the process flow, everything, even the supplier details, that financial calculations like every year, how your profit ratios and break-even point, how you can calculate if you are taking the loan, that repayment of that loan scheduling. All these things are included in this detailed project report. Even your plant layout is there. This is like I told already, machinery suppliers to whom you can approach for getting these machineries, all these things. Now, what you can do, you can take this DPR as a model and then you can customize this one based on your capacity requirements and all. Okay. So like this, anything if you want the processing PPT means voiceover is also.
Hello everyone, welcome you all to the video demonstration on dehydration of Moringa leaves. Initially, the Moringa leaves are separated from the stalk using Moringa leaf separator.
This is the machine
Structure removes all the leaves from the stalk. The removed leaves are collected at the bottom in trays.
So like this, the processing videos are available and you can download this, means you can view these processing videos and the PPTs are also available. So all these training materials under different food domains, it is available. More than 100 products are there. So anybody who is interested, they can freely download this one. Okay. And then another thing is one more thing is there, beneficiary modules. This is like you can see the handbooks here. If you wanted to start some industry, so what is food processing industry, that basic information will be there. Then how to establish an enterprise, then what are the risks in that, how to manage the financial things, then banking, marketing, branding, even food safety, all this. This is for the benefit of the all beneficiaries, not only PMFME beneficiaries, anybody who wanted to start a business, they can make use of this handbook also in simple terms with a more pictorial representation. The same handbooks are given as the handouts, like a PPT form, as well as in small 2-3 page handouts like that also it is available. So these materials also you can freely go through it and make use of it. So I request everyone, whether you are availing PMFME scheme or not, if you wanted to start an industry or any venture in food processing sector, please make use of these materials which are already available in our website. Okay. So any doubt regarding the PMFME scheme, any guidelines, you may please ask. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining with us.
Now we are starting the third technical session, which is on entrepreneurs experience sharing. Now we are moving towards the next technical talk, which is on Moringa Business Insight Experience Sharing. For this session, we have with us Mr. R. Sarvan Kumaran, founder and CEO of Miracle Tree Life Sciences, Madurai. I would quickly introduce Sir to you all. He has specialized in production and quality control, service and marketing benchmarking. He received awards in Agri Expert Award by Agri Index, Ayush Best Product Award for the state of Gujarat and Tamil Nadu. He's formulated many value-added products like Moringa Energy Bar, rice mix powder, and different varieties of natural aromatic Moringa tea and many more. On the behalf of Sir, Ms. Harni will take the session. I welcome you, ma'am, and thank you for accepting our invitation. The session is over to you, ma'am. Thank you. Audible.
Yeah, warm greetings, everyone. This is Harini from Miracle Tree Life Science. So to talk about Miracle Tree Life Science, Mr. Saravakumaran, as said by you, and Mr. Sujata are the founders and co-founders of Miracle Tree Life Science. So Miracle Tree Life Science initially was started as a farming company. They just started with exporting the dry leaf powders and leaves to the export market. Like today, we are exporting around some 15 to 20 countries with all our Moringa and Moringa value-added products. So initially, it was all about Moringa leaf and Moringa powder when we started it. So as time went, like we got a lot of inquiries asking for incorporation of Moringa into different value-added products. Like today, to talk about our value-added products, like Mogo, which is an Moringa Energy Bar is our flagship product. And to talk about our products, we can say like energy bars, biscuit, cookies. We make even tablets out of Moringa. We infuse amla and Moringa into one tablets. Amla, spirulina. Like we even make capsules out of Moringa powder, and we like from the top to bottom of the tree, like from the leaf to the roots of the tree, we incorporate the tree, we value the tree completely. Means the roots and the waste shreds has been converted into Moringa animal pellets and chicken feed. We have converted into such products.
We came to the end of all the technical sessions. I hope this webinar will be useful to you all. So now I would request Ms. Priya Agarwal, young professional, Neptum Tanjavur, to deliver concluding remarks, please.
Thank you, Nandini. So participants, we are going to conclude this webinar. I hope all the participants got the idea how to start the business and about the Moringa leaf, how it is useful in their life and in the business and the food. As it is a miracle tree, and the people are using more as a drumsticks in their food items. So I hope you use the leaves as a more in a value addition forms. And I thank all the speakers who gave the time to us for this webinar and gave the excellent presentations to us. Thank you so much, and thank you all the participants for cooperating with us. And thank you all. Thank you so much. On the behalf of Niftim Thanjavur and PMFME team, I formally announce that the webinar is over. Thank you all for joining with us. Thank you so much.